Hello there, Runners. It's Manny, and I know it's been a while. There really hasn't been a lot of news, and I thought about doing a couple of videos, but I thought they wouldn't go. I do have some ideas of stuff that is going to be coming up, including I have to go over the long run. My runs are getting longer and longer, and so I'm going to go ahead and share with you pretty soon, within the next few weeks. I will share with you my long runs and how to do them, what to learn to get out of them. But we did have something big drop the last couple of days, so I want to go over that. And before we do, I got a couple of things to cover. So first off, I just wanted to say, gosh, everything that's going on in Texas, I am fine, but it is right up the road from me. It is very heartbreaking. I almost went out there to see if I could help, but then somebody talked me out of it and said, if I go out there and something happens, then I might be a casualty. I'm gonna put other people's lives in danger. And so I'm just praying for people out there. The running community to me is very, very special. And in times like these, they go out and they really, really do a good job of at least sending some positive vibes out there. So my heart goes out, and I posted on there, to any parent that is suffering out there for whatever reason. My heart is with you. God bless you, and let's move on. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me personally, and of course it means a lot to the channel. It's your channel. Give it the thumbs up, hit the notification bell, so when videos come out, even if they're 2 weeks late or a week late, 2 weeks after the last one that dropped, you at least get notified. And then share this information. Comment down below. I love your comments, and today is going to be one that we need to comment on because it is a really, really cool subject. So with that said, let's get to today's topic. So yesterday, the theming for the 2026 Springtime Surprise came out. And it wasn't a big surprise for me. I already kind of knew what was going to go on. But I actually hinted to you guys that there was going to be one that I was really, really excited about. So I'll go over that in a little bit. But yes, I am wearing... Manny, why are you wearing your Star Wars stuff? Well, people have forgotten that 10 years ago, this is going to be the 10th anniversary of what started as the Star Wars weekend, and it was the light side at Walt Disney World. So I did the first 3 there, and I did all 3 challenges, and then I was signed up for the 4th before the pandemic hit, and then they had the next one be virtual. Then when they went back live, it was Springtime Surprise. They had switched it over. So this is technically the 5th anniversary of the Springtime Surprise. And there is not going to be any kind of legacy or any kind of perfect seasons for this. It's not going to be acknowledged. Disney has already said that going forward, they're not going to acknowledge this. I hope they reconsider that, because to me, that's one of those selling points. That's one of those big reasons that people want to come back to these races. But technically, if they were looking at this as perfect, I would almost be perfect, because I missed those 2 because of the pandemic, but I've done them all. What we're gonna do is we are gonna look at the themings that dropped, and I like doing this because I think it's really, really cool. We are gonna go onto the website. I believe this is also a learning experience for a lot of you, maybe not all of you, but for a lot of you, so you know exactly where I go myself, how I look up information. So let's go ahead and look at the theming, and then we're going to get on the Run Disney Springtime Surprise page itself so we can look at the prices. But let's go ahead and start. Well, hello there. Like I stated, I like doing these videos because I can get to show you how to use the Run Disney website. So we are going to start as usual on the Run Disney website. We're going to do a couple of things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get to know the races, and we'll go over the prices. So you are going to go to community. It's on the top right hand bar. So you're going to click on community, then you're going to click on Run Disney blog. Alrighty, and what you're going to see is, as I scroll down, it's going to say double the fun. The 2026 Run Disney Springtime Surprise Weekend Celebrate Disney Duo. So it's like a friendship, togetherness kind of deal. So we are going to click on that. And so at the top, you see what we just read, and then you're going to get to see the theming of the races. So it's Zootopia, Winnie the Pooh, Inside Out, and Aladdin. And let's go ahead. We're going to read all this together because there is some funny stuff coming up, okay? On your mark, get set, grab your bestie. So it's trying to get people to run together. The 2026 Run Disney Springtime Surprise Weekend is racing into Walt Disney World Resort from April 16th through the 20th. Make sure you get those dates right. Yes, the 20th is, I believe it's on Monday. That's when yoga is. And this year's theming will celebrate the power of friendship alongside unforgettable Disney duos. Whether you're bounding through the parks with your partner in crime or flying solo with your favorite character in mind, this weekend is packed with surprises, smiles, and shared memories. From rare character sightings, which Springtime Surprise sometimes does have them, and themed entertainment to relaxing yoga session where maybe you'll catch a glimpse of everybody's favorite mischievous alien, Stitch. And I know Stitch is very popular. The experience goes far beyond the finish line, bringing together camaraderie, courage, and a whole lot of heart. Today we share the first look at the individual event themes. So like I said before, the first one is going to be Zootopia. So we see characters from Zootopia here. And I'm trying to look in the background, and I think that they're kind of piggybacking on the fact that, again, I like the park representation when it comes to theming, and they're going to be opening up the Zootopia Together Forever or whatever, Together Friendship, under the Tree of Life. Now, we're not running in Animal Kingdom, which is sad because I would like to seen that, but it is going to be Zootopia themed. You see the city in the background. Of course, they're friends together, 5K, and you see their paws. Okay, so what it reads here is, on April 17th, hop into action for 3.1 miles of fun. Just watch out. You may catch the attention of Officer Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. No promises on carrots at the finish line, but adventure is guaranteed to be hair-raising. Pretty cool, little twist on that. Okay, the next one is going to be, this is the one I'm really excited about there. And I had mentioned it before, I had heard rumors, and yes, it came to life. Winnie the Pooh and Tigger too. It says Bee, Tree, the Honey. Okay, so they are running and there's an arrow, of course. This is what I find funny is that they're running away from the actually bee tree and stuff. So I guess the tree should have been in the front, running towards that. But I like the whole the way it's written. Springtime Surprise 2026 10K. I think this is really cool theming. Here goes one of the funny parts right here. Run Disney Springtime Surprise 10K. On April 18th, get ready to run, bounce, pounce, or trounce your way through 6.2 miles of cheerful adventure in this honey sweet 10K featuring Winnie the Pooh and Tigger too. And if you're bounding as Pooh, please wear pants. So that was a funky choice of words there. I'll get to that later, but I did find that kind of weird, is the best way of saying it. Next is Inside Out with Joy and Sadness. And let's look at this theming. Very basic. I do like it. Again, I see the ride, and I'll be at Disneyland next week, so you see the ride there, and it's the globes where they have the feelings and stuff. So it's really cool. Very colorful. Again, I would like to see more representation. Winnie the Pooh, I skipped on that one real quick. Winnie the Pooh is represented in Magic Kingdom, although again we don't run in Magic Kingdom. And let's read this. Run Disney Springtime Surprise 10 Miler. On April 19th, take a deep breath and dive into 10 miles of emotional exploration with joy and sadness. It's a run that's sure to move you in more ways than one. Okay. And now the challenge. The challenge is Aladdin and Genie. Of course, they have a really good friendship. Some people were alluding to Genie has been around before, but he was around in Wine and Dine, and he was around by himself. So now they're attaching him to a friend. Again, there is park representation in Magic Kingdom. But we're not going to run there. So, or at least, and what I should state before I say we're not going to run there, the chances of running there are very slim. If history proves itself. So we usually run in Epcot, and then the boardwalk, and then maybe touch a little bit or go into Hollywood Studios, I should say. All right, so let's read this one. Run Disney Springtime Surprise Challenge. Rack up 19.3 miles by finishing all 3 races, and you'll be granted a 4th challenge medal featuring Aladdin and Genie. But fair warning, enchanted shortcuts like magic carpets don't count. I guess that means don't cheat. So, a lot of these we're reading between the lines. We might be reading a little too much, and so. All right, so now I scrolled up, and I've already scrolled up. Springtime Surprise Yoga Ohana Pose. Ohana means family. So this right now is really taking advantage of the fact that the Stitch movie, the live action, is doing really, really well. Stitch is a classic character who's very... we don't see him enough in the parks. We don't see enough representation when it comes to rides or anything. I remember Stitch's Great Escape was at Magic Kingdom. I had nothing against it, but I understand why families were avoiding that. So, but let's read here. So we got a lot to read here. So it says, runners waiting to join the 2026 event should mark their calendar for the following registration dates and time. So it kind of skips over the yoga because the yoga is the 20th. Okay. So Run Disney Springtime Surprise Weekend at Walt Disney World. Club Run Disney Gold and Platinum members registration is July 22nd, 2025. So that is coming up within the next few weeks, less than a couple of weeks from now. So Gold will get to register for one event that weekend, so they can register for one of the races, the 5K, 10K, or the 10 miler, or they can register for the challenge. A Platinum member can register for 2. So that means they can register for a 5K and a 10K. So that's what they get ahead of time. Now, they do, I would just register for the challenge if that's the case. So general registration, which I call the mere mortal registration, July 29th at 10 a.m. So going back to the Club Run Disney, in case you're new to it or you want a better understanding of it, they send you a link, and the link is sometime on July 22nd. Sometimes it comes early, sometimes it comes later. Mine comes late morning, early afternoon, and then I register. So it's there's not a time, and even then, it stays open until the day before mere mortal registration. So you have until July 28th to register. For the mere mortals, remember this: it's going to be July 29th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So adjust your calendars adjust your clocks if you're at a different time zone. And this one, historically, and I'll go over it in a different video. Historically, this one, besides the 5K and the 10K sell out pretty quickly, but the challenge and the 10 miler usually stay a little bit longer. Not sure this time. I do think that it's going to basically be history. It's going to wait a little bit longer and stuff. But I noticed there's no after party. 2 years ago, they had the after party at one of the water parks, and then last year they had it, or this year I should say they had it, and then they canceled it, and now they're not even adding it. But not many people were going, which I enjoyed it because it was only $85 and you had the run of the mill. So grab up your running buddy, lace up those sneakers, and get ready to make miles of magical memories, because the 2026 Run Disney Springtime Surprise Weekend is one celebration you won't want to miss. Let us know which team you'll be most excited for by using social media, #Springtime Surprise. So that's basically it. But now we're going to get to see how I maneuver through this website. So we're going to go all the way back up. We are going to click on events, and Walt Disney World Florida is already up. So we are going to click on Run Disney Springtime Surprise. So you're going to see this. I'm not going to go everything right there because a lot of it is what we've already gone through. But as I scroll up, registration opening up soon. But you're going to see the prices. So the Springtime Surprise 5K is $119.99. The Springtime Surprise 10K is $166, which seems to be like the same price that they have had them. The same price for the last few registrations, but of course it's a little bit more expensive than last year. The Run Disney Springtime Surprise 10 milers $229. The Springtime Surprise, the challenge is $534, and yes, I do believe it's about $15-20 more than last year. I signed up through a charity last year, so I'm not 100% sure. I looked it up, I couldn't find it. And the springtime surprise yoga, $125. And you do see that that is April 20th. So yes, that is that Monday. They have not said, and that's the one thing that I would be cautious about unless they state it sometime soon. But they're starting to switch over the yoga to Hollywood Studios versus Magic Kingdom. And that's one of the reasons I haven't signed up, because I would love to do it in front of the castle. I'm a little bit more hesitant paying $125 to do yoga at Hollywood Studios when you're just going to get a bottle of water and a mat. And that's it. But besides that, let's go back and let's see what I think about, especially that funny one for the Winnie the Pooh 10K. So I'll start off with the pricing. Unfortunately, pricing is going to go up for the foreseeable future. Anytime that there's a new race, just make sure that you understand that if you did it last year at about 5%, it's going to go up. Disney is a corporation. They sell stock. So of course they're going to go up in prices. So I know a lot of people were complaining, or I saw some people complaining about the prices. But understand that it is a company. Again, if it prices you out, I feel so bad for you. But this is something that's going to happen. So let's talk about the theming. So first off, I think the overall theming was great. I did know they were going to do some kind of friendship together kind of theming. So the 5K is very basic. Again, if you heard me throughout there, I was saying I love representation at the parks. The only problem with every single one of these is there is representation. It is just not at the parks that we're going to run at. So I love the Zootopia one. I think that's great. I'm going to skip Winnie the Pooh because that's my favorite. I love that one. But I'm going to go into that one a little bit deeper. In and Out, Inside Out was great. Joy and Sadness, they're always there taking pictures, or they used to be always there taking pictures at Epcot. And of course, Genie is now with Aladdin, so their buddy, the friendship is there. So that's why they did those. But let's go back and touch on Pooh, because I got a couple of thoughts on that. So the first thing is, that is one of my all-time favorite characters. I remember as a kid, people forget, and if you're young, you're not going to even have any kind of base when it comes to what I'm about to say. But I remember you would watch, and there was only 3 basic channels, ABC, NBC, CBS, and they would announce something that's going to be coming in the next few weeks, maybe a month or two later. And I remember they would announce that Winnie the Pooh is going to be shown at a specific date, a specific time. So you marked your calendars and you were there in front of the TV on that day. And I remember growing up, I watched Winnie the Pooh maybe once a year, once every couple of years. And I would get in front of my TV, I would get ready, and I would sit down and I would watch Winnie the Pooh. And I thought it was one of the greatest movies of all time. So I am so happy that they actually have Winnie the Pooh. I remember alluding in my past videos, if something happens, I'm going to be so excited. It was Winnie the Pooh that I had heard. It was rumors, and now it's basically out there. So I am so happy. I'm ready to go run that 10K. I'm going to have a blast. Now, my second thought was what they commented at the end, where if you're going to pounce around or bounce around, please wear pants. Now, from what I understand, Disney is trying to do this because they've already kind of preempted that people are going to wear some skin-colored pants, and they're not going to look right. The only thing that I have to say is that they probably should not have put this here. This is probably not the place to do this. With the costume regulations, it's probably a better place to post this. Now I think people are going to piggyback off of it. Now it may work the other way. People are going to wear shirts or certain things that are going to counter that, and it might end up working for them that way. I still think the proper way of doing it is pounce around the park, have a great time, and then the costume regulations say something to the fact that, hey, do not wear any skin-colored tights. That's not going to be allowed. Something like that. But yeah, I thought that was very weird that the way they worded it. So now I'm going to turn it over to you guys. What do you guys think of the theming? Is there any theming that stood out for you? Are you going to do one of the races because of the theme? Are you going to do all 3 of the races because of the theme? And of course, you get the 4th medal when you do all 3 races, especially when you sign up for the challenge. I always have to say that. You got to sign up for the challenge. If you sign up for all 3 individually, you do not get the challenge medal unless you get it on eBay or find somebody who's selling theirs. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Without further ado, create a magical day, create a magical run, and guys, this time I will see you sooner than later.